Please, Hour Mark, don't make it rain. Don't make it rain. I believe in you. I believe in you. Good. Hello there, everybody. This is CwapTheNintendin here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles. So, last time, we solved our little mystery with the red pollen orbs, and we put the guy who was behind it all behind bars. And now we're here up on the Bionis head doing quests. But you may be thinking, why am I here of all places? Why shouldn't I be in Alcamoth doing quests right now? Well, the thing is, this is the start of the video, so, well, I'm gonna take this opportunity to just, go ahead and take care of the monster quests at Eryth Sea right now. And, of course, with Eryth Sea being so freaking large and all that, it's gonna take a while. So, while I do indeed speed up and play, just simple music over it and all that junk, I'm gonna tell you something that I've been probably wanting to talk about for a while now. Well, not really for a while, I just thought of it as I was going along and walking my dog between recordings, but hey, whatever. And that is, well, I want to take this time to mention, well, my personal experience with, Xenoblade. Now that we've gone far ahead enough, I believe now's about the time that I tell you my own little personal story, or my own personal little experience about, this great and magical game that is Xenoblade Chronicles. But, first things first. You want to go over here, you'll discover this area called Showdown Cliff. Why is Showdown Cliff so damn important? Well, I do believe this contains the hodes that you need to hunt for one of the monster quests. The U9 hodes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're right here. So, as we're going to take on these monster quests, I'm going to tell you my own little story about Xenoblade Chronicles and my personal experience with it. So right now, I'm going to take off my headphones because I don't want to be distracted by music alone. So, my experience with Xenoblade. Prior to playing it, all I knew about it was that it was Chugga Conroy's favorite game. And yeah, that's all I really knew about, well, Xenoblade, other than the fact that, well, it was just his favorite game of all time, really. But here's the interesting thing. When he actually revealed that, Xenoblade would be his next LP, or next big LP, after Pokemon XD, yeah, everyone freaking knew it. Everyone freaking knew it. Even I knew it as well. And you know what? I was actually pretty interested in what Xenoblade had to offer. So, yeah, I was there for, like, the first 3 episodes of it. And, yeah, it was really interesting. The game looked really interesting. Well, interesting in the setting alone. I love the idea that, Xenoblade is based on in the world. Just, this whole entire world where it's just nothing but an endless sea and, the 2 titans fighting and all that. And all that other stuff that fights there and stuff. Just the fact that these worlds are just, 2 titans. 2 freaking titans just fighting, and they stopped. They just simply stopped fighting, and they fell into a slumber. And the worlds and the corpses grew into their worlds. It was so interesting. It really was. Yeah, it really was. And you know what? The way that he was explaining the game, if you could see it, you could go there. It was also really interesting, like, you never really expect, like, a JRPG to have, exploration and all that. So, you know what? I got really interested, and I went over to, GameStop, I picked up the game, and I did all that, just to see what this game was like. And then I played it. Again, I was pretty interested about the worlds and all that, and I did indeed take, Emil's word for it, that if you could see it, you can go there. And yeah, he was indeed right. You can pretty much see it, and you can pretty much go to, well, let's just say anywhere. Just anywhere. The game was already massive enough when we went into Colony 9 and all that. And what was happening in the story was, well, you could say it was pretty much the beginning of any old JRPG. You're living in this big old world and all that, and suddenly someone kills something and all that. And yeah, that was the big thing. Like, Metalface killing off the presumably love interest. And I was like, no, they did not. They did not. They did not just kill the main love interest. No. I ain't having that, sir. So, yeah, just... Metalface killing Fiora, that hurt, man, that hurt. It really did. And also for everyone else, when I've heard of it. So, yeah. Then Shulk and Ryan set out on this big old journey to find Metalface and, kill him. So, yeah, the characters were all pretty interesting, and I liked Shulk and Ryan's, relationship, what they had, They're just bros all around and all that junk. Yeah. But, that's not really the biggest thing there. The biggest thing for me, when I immediately would get hooked onto this game, was when I crawled out of, most people would crawl out of, Tephra Cave. Just the view of those titans from the Bionis kneecap, or by extension Kneecap Hill, it was incredible. It was very incredible. Just, Shulk looking up there, that's pretty much the same reaction I had. I had my mouth open, it's just like, wow. Right then and there, I knew this game was gonna be just magical. Just a magical experience. And by extension, Bionis Lake kind of did the same thing, where it was just a big, massive area. Just a big and massive area. That's 2 adjectives too many. And just, Bionis Lake is just the start of a great game, Bionis Lake was the very moment where I considered Xenoblade Chronicles it was gonna be a great game. It was just gonna be a really great game. And all that stuff that was happening in between those really awesome moments, like, Shulk, Ryan, and Sharla, just fighting the Mechon and all that. It was really cool. It was actually really, really cool to see. And, Unfinished Battle was another one of those great moments in which, oh, you piss off the girlfriend? Well, he goes to die. Yeah, it was just one of those moments where it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is really amazing. This is really cool. And just, again, like I said, Dunban and Dixon and Atharan, and to an extent Juju, just showing up, just to, go alongside Shulk, Ryan, and Charla on their journey for the brief amount of time. Well, except for Dunban, because now he's a permanent party member. It was just a really surreal moment. You liked Dunban. He was really cool in the Battle of Sword Valley at the beginning of the game. But, he was disabled. The Monado made him lose the use of his arm. But, still he was really cool. And just the fact that he joined you as a party member was really cool. And it just really hooks you. It just hooks you on that whole entire experience. It's so cool. And once again, I do want to say this again. Walking into Satoral Marsh at night for the first time. Just, the ether flying off the trees and all that. Again, really awesome experience. It was just made Xenoblade just a magical, magical experience. Plus, on top of that, after all that's said and done, you have the area that is known as Machina Forest. Sure, it looks like it's going to be a big area. Obviously, it's a Xenoblade location. Obviously, it's going to be huge. But the moment that made me probably never shut up about this game was, kind of the same as Emil's, actually, is going across the bridge overlooking the Great Machina Falls. That view of the Great Machina Falls and behind it, it was amazing. And considering the fact that you can go anywhere in this world, it's just, I can't get enough of it, seriously. Xenoblade at that point just became one of those games that I could probably never put down. And just for the fact that, everything is so streamlined also, I didn't even mention this, just the fact that everything is so freaking streamlined, it was just amazing. It was cool to see, the conventions of JRPGs just gone, and Monolith Soft just really doing their jobs right when making an RPG fun and really organized. But with all that being said, just I probably didn't have like another cool moment like that again until, well, you know, Prison Island actually, which again I should probably more or less elaborate on Prison Island being cosmic as hell. Prison Island is cosmic as hell. I'll just go and outright say that right now. Prison Island is cosmic as hell. Because once again, I will mention this because I need to fill in the gap of time. Just the fact that you have this whole setup going. Like, the Mechon are now invading Eryth Sea. The Mechon are invading Eryth Sea, and everyone could possibly die. And only you are about to stop him. And, you know, Melia's father is on there too. Someone's life is on the line. And yeah, you can really feel the sense of urgency from that as well. But, you know, they still kept their cool and all that. You know, the group still kept their cool even during the most dire situations. And I know one of my friends can attest to this. My friend Solo, he's also a pretty big Xenoblade fan. And we've been following Xenoblade X like crazy to prove this. I was there when he mentioned like Prison Island being all cool and whatnot, and I took his word for it. I took his word that Prison Island was going to be a cool thing to go through. And I actually got really excited. I got really excited for it, and as soon as I stepped up on Prison Island, you have those cutscenes in which Saurian, Antiqua, and Zanza just go up and say, put my staff in there, and then Prison Island just glows into electrified awesomeness and just take down those Mechons in an explosion. And you know that shot where Alvis and Callian are looking at Prison Island as it's shooting those freaking electrified beams of awesomeness? Yeah, you can pretty much tell I'm pretty much waiting to gust, but I don't care, man. That shot is so cool. It's so cool. Just, again, whoever directed those cutscenes didn't let the limitations of the Wii get to them. It's insane. That's just insane. And, you know, I thoroughly enjoyed the climb up Prison Island. I thoroughly enjoyed that climb. Because, well, that climb is just so freaking good. And once you get to the top, you get dumped with a whole lot of story. And I mean a whole lot of story. Or background, at least. Like, you meet Zanza, the guy who basically made the Monado. And as he's talking right there, he offers to, you know, fully power up the Monado at your leisure. That was just a surreal moment. That was a surreal moment. Like, could the Monado be that stronger? Really? So, yeah, the Monado gets stronger as, you know, we freed Zanza from the prison, and he powers up the Monado for us. And then, like, that... just the battle at Prison Island that took place, and it still gets to me. It still gets to me, like Saurian being stabbed basically through the body. It almost gets me every time, seriously. It always makes me go, ugh, jeez. But the best part for me, it was, well, two things. One, the Monado powering up, and, you know, I already liked You Know Our Names before this moment, but man, oh man, when it played during the Metal Face fight, it was just an orgasm of awesomeness. I don't care when I say, I'm just gonna go outright and saying it was just an orgasm of awesomeness. So yeah, you have the whole freaking Metal Face fight going on there, and we're about to avenge Fiora. And then the freaking face nemesis shows up and just blocks your shot. Just blocks the shot. That's a weird thing to say, but yeah. Da 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 da. I can't really know what to say other than da 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 da. But regardless of which, the very moment, and I swear to God, the very moment where things got so much awesome was the fact that we found Fiora still alive. I couldn't help but scream at the top of my lungs, yes, yes. I couldn't help it. That's the mark of a really great game, where it makes you just react like that. Like what I did when I saw Fiora alive and well. But I knew right then and there, Prison Island just made this game go from great to amazing. And yeah, Prison Island took the very first step into, well, making Xenoblade my new favorite video game of all time. Just the fact that all this happened, and in 30 hours of gameplay, and we're not even done yet. It's just a really surreal moment in, you know, all that stuff. It's just a really surreal moment that made me just, oh my god, just go all crazy about this game. It's really quite an amazing experience, and you should definitely pick it up for yourself. Now that, you know, Emil's got it. And you know what? Shulk is in Smash Brothers. And yeah, I'll probably take this time to mention as of right now, speaking of Smash Brothers, now that people are getting a lot more interested in, you know, the game itself, I will be doing a sort of a video after, you know, the series is over. Like, going over, like, the Xenoblade aspects of Super Smash Brothers. That's one I've been wanting to do, actually, ever since I got the whole idea of, you know, let's playing this game. So, yeah. It's just Xenoblade is just a really awesome experience, and you definitely owe it to yourself right now to pick this up, because, again, Xenoblade is not only available for Wii, but also for the new Nintendo 3DS system, which I don't believe Xenoblade 3D is store exclusive, thank God, so you can basically pick it up anywhere you wish. But anyway, that's about it for me and all that stuff, explaining my personal experience with Xenoblade. So, with all that being said, back to normal speed. But then again, I'm not really done yet fighting off monsters, and yes, this is gonna take a while for me to do. May have to start a new video file after all that, but yeah, whatever. Might as well, if I'm going for, well, almost every quest in the game. Look at it. Look at it. 34 minutes later. Look at it. Oh my god, and we're not even halfway done with the video yet. So, yeah, that should be enough affinity for, you know, the freaking place of places. So why don't we just go ahead and now do some actual questing for once in our lives. So, this first quest that we're going to be tackling here today is one that technically you don't really need any sort of affinity for. All you really need to do is just go way over there, just way over there, by the place with the thing. It is a little bit weird to see where it actually is, so I want to at least show you where this place should be at. And where this place should be at is over by here. Now, I do believe we don't have Charla in the party. Okay, so let's have Charla gain some affinity with the Dumben and the Rhine. And why don't we just go ahead and do this? We've been playing as Shulk for a while now, so we might as well go ahead and, you know, just play as Charla. Now, I think the quest giver, she is over here, but I don't know. I mean, she's supposed to be over here, but apparently she's not. Maybe we have to do something, I don't know. Maybe I didn't talk to everybody. Okay. So, I guess nuts to that quest then. Then I do indeed know of a quest that we can do right now. And you want to go ahead and skip travel over to the Fountain of Eternity, where Shala is actually not the character that we're going to be doing for here. Instead, we're going to let the almighty Ricky do things here, because, well, Ricky is best character. I do not care what anyone says anymore, Ricky is now the greatest thing of all time. So, by talking to Mr. Karalth over here, you can trigger this sort of quest. Zane is an incredible guy. He has so much adventuring know-how, it's almost inspiring. That's why I became an adventurer too, and now we're a team. Yes, they are. And sure enough, Zane will have a quest for you should you talk to Karalth for the first time. This is basically why I wanted to talk to every named NPC, because they'll trigger quests like these.
Are you there?
Yes, I am there. What to do? We're not even close to being ready to set off there. What should we do? Ooh, sounds like something wrong. Todricky, Todricky! What's this? You want to help me? Well, I'm grateful. You see, I'm an adventurer. But this time, the place I want to go is really quite harsh. I'm really stressing out about getting drinking water there. But apparently, water from certain waterfalls has a special property. No matter how cold it gets, it never freezes. If I have that, then I'll be okay. Waterfall? Why water no freeze? Water is water, yes? That's weird. Well, to be fair, a lot of stuff that we saying is weird, but whatever. Anyway, so it doesn't freeze, so he's not complaining, and apart from the fact that I don't know what to do about it. Preparing for adventure! We get 3 really good gems for this. Not really the best experience, but hey, it's good. It's really good. So, his partner will be very happy too. And we didn't get any infinity for that. I should flip a table. So, we're not skip traveling over in Alcamoth, because as far as we know, Alcamoth doesn't have any waterfalls. Well, not that we know of. I mean, Alcamoth... Does Alcamoth have waterfalls, actually? Can we quote this? No? Okay, I suppose that's fair. Right, so where we need to go first is to places where a bunch of waterfalls happen. For example, over here, at, Bionis Lake. You want to skip travel over to Believer's Paradise, because that is the closest place that you'll want to go. And Geronimo! And... Sploosh. I don't care, I always like to go sploosh when we're going into water, because Wind Waker is just too much for me. But, anyway. Where we want to go is a little bit over to the west of here. Because, well, here's the thing. I was actually trying as much as I can to actually explore this place, or actually discover this place. And sure enough, I've gotten the wrong place. I was trying to look for this place called, if it will show up. Okay, there we go. Kasharpa Falls. That's the place that I wanted to go and actually discover. So by going over here and going over to this big old waterfall, you will discover a red item orb. And no, it is not a red pollen orb. We already solved that case. Right here is the Kasharpa water you need. Our next stop is indeed the Sorrel statues in Sotoro Marsh. And you know what? I spared you guys enough with the whole thing about Sotoro Marsh not being as pretty in the daytime, so we're gonna switch it to nighttime. That's incredible, yo. So the place we need to go is over to, well, the northeast of the skip travel point of, you know, the Sorrel statues. And sure enough, you go up to this waterfall and you find your red exclamation point. Statue water. And finally, skip travel over to the Divine Sanctuary. And yeah, way over there is where we need to go. And actually, we didn't even discover this location yet. And that island over there is actually pretty interesting. You are going to needing to be going over there for a quest later on. Not sure if I'll do that, but hey, it's there. Might as well. And if you can't tell, we have a very long way to go. So allow me to once again speed up the footage so that I can spare you any sort of problems with, you know, stuff. Macna Water. We went all the way from the freaking Divine Sanctuary all the way to here. Yeah. That's how long it took. Thank me, my fellow watchers. Thank me. This should be more than enough. I guess I really owe you a lot. Water was one of the real sticking point on this expedition. But now we're all set. Don't worry about it, it was nothing. Man, he's so cool. I gotta try it out for myself a couple of times too. What is it, Ryan? You're looking pretty smug. Indeed. We owe everything to you lot. You really saved us. I'll never forget this. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Here you go. Thank you very much for our 3 gems of awesomeness. But, of course, if you go over to Ralph, he he has this next quest in line. For Dunban. Curses! Foiled again! Where did I drop it? I'm suddenly being Kaiba now. You seem troubled. Yes, indeed. Here to bond will solve all problems, indeed. Oh, you're the guys that Zane was talking about. Why do I sound like Kaiba now? Abridged Kaiba. But right now, I got bigger problems. Say, listen. Have you guys seen a white spherical storage thing around? You haven't? Oh man, what am I gonna do? It looks like you're in trouble. It's lost something? Yeah, something real important. I'm going on another adventure with Zane, yeah? And there's a really important cream we need for the journey. But guess what? I dropped it somewhere. Cream? To be used somewhere incredibly cold? Well, we're going to a place somewhere incredibly cold. I wonder where they can be going to. Okay, so anyway, preparing for Adventure 2! We get 2 really awesome defense gems for that as well. So, yes, in order to find the cream container, we need to go to this place called Anu Shore. Where is Anu Shore? Well, it's at Eryth Sea. And where is Eryth Sea? On the Bionis head. Where's the Bionis head, you may say? Well, on top of the okay, you get the idea. But basically, and to the point, skip travel over to, well, the center gate. Once you've skip traveled over to the center gate, or at the very least where I am, well, actually, wait, hold on. Actually, skipping over to the Hyentia tomb, actually, that should probably be a better location for this. You'll find a small cave over here. You jump down it, thank you. And, guess what? More swimming! Yay! Yay! Anu Shore. Alright, so anyway, where you want to go in Anu Shore is right over here. Just hug the wall to the right here. And there you go. Chalk container. Now, something else that's here that's very much worth your time is, well, over there. Light speed sonnet. Even at our current level that we're at, I don't want to take care of that thing just yet. Because, well, safe and to the point, light speed sonnet has mean spike attacks. And, yeah, I don't want to do that yet. No, just not. Oh, wow, you found it? Where was it? Near the crystals? I almost forgot my Kaiba voice, so I dropped it when I was mining then. I feel bad for you running around like that. Wow. Kaiba feels bad? Pfft, nah. If I did that, then I could have saved you a lot of bother. But regardless, I'm grateful. Don't worry about it. It was nothing. It wasn't really nothing indeed. It wasn't actually nothing. Anyway, we have Preparing for Adventure 2 done! And now, for the last quest in line, from Zane. Hey, I got any emergency rations. I need them right away. Could you tell me more? Yes, indeed. So confusing. Say it in a way that Ricky could understand. You could technically understand human speech, though. Anyway, we're not going to be able to make it there and back in a few days. That's why we need rations that will keep it for a fair while, actually. From what I've learned, Orluthus liver works best for rations. You could get it from Lakebed or Luthus in Colony 9. I can't make it down there, so could you get it for me, please? I don't get it. Why don't you just hunt the animals there to eat? Sadly, that's not possible. Where we're going, there's not much in the way of edible fauna. That's why we need rations. Preparing for Adventure 3! So we get the Mithril set of gear and 2,500 experience for that. But, there is one little hole in your theory, actually. Because, well, the Lakebed or Luthus is indeed at Colony 9. But where in Colony 9, you may ask? Well, judging from my tone of voice, it's obviously at Agora freaking Shore. Lakebed or Luthus. Here we go. Now this would be an opportune time to show off Dunban's new art. Jaws of Death. It restores HP just before incapacitation. So when Dunban gets incapacitated, it'll restore 1/3 of his HP, I believe. So it can be technically just like, well, another art that Ryan has, and I don't know if he has this yet. I'm not really too sure if he has that one art yet that's similar yet, but if he has, then I'd probably be spoiling it. But anyway, he has an attack called Savage 3. Also, I should another thing that's really interesting about Lakebed or Luthus is, well, his talent art is called Savage 3. It causes a status that you wouldn't even normally see in a JRPG these days, called HP down. That basically cuts your HP in half. Yeah, it cuts it in half. So, if by some crazy off chance you have a character for tanking like Ricky or Ryan, HP down status really hurts their tanking abilities. Because, well, you know, their HP is cut down to half. But not to worry, it's only temporary, so you don't have to worry about a thing when it comes to that regard. Anyway, we almost got this guy pinned down, so why don't we just go ahead and cut away to eventually when I take this thing down. Alright, so we got our Affinity Coin and our Orluthus liver. Yeesh. You know what? That's gotta be creepy. That's gotta be freaking creepy. Like, just, you know, the fact that we take its liver? Just, ew, we don't want that, ew. Alright, so anyway, now we've gotten the liver, so let's take it back to the guys. So this is the Orluthus liver. I'm really in your debt, now we're ready to adventure. Ready to adventure! I know who made that joke already, but whatever. I don't care, I want to be included! Okay, so anyway, we'll tell them all about it. Don't worry about it, it was nothing. Yep. No problem for Ricky neither. This is thanks for both of us. You did an amazing job. We got Preparing for Adventure 3 done. And Ricky gets a level up. Now, 2 more things before I end things off. This next quest I'm about to accept, well, I wouldn't say it sucks, but... No, I'm gonna outright say it. Accepting this quest sucks! Alright? Okay. So, here's the thing. In order to get this next quest, you need 2.5 stars of affinity with Upper Bionis in order to accept it. And you should at least have access to Valak Mountain in order to do this. I have gone crazy. I've gone crazy, and it looks like we're not there yet, actually. Okay. But yeah. Just remember this NPC for later, because accepting that quest from her just really sucks. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to make that preface right here and right now. Just saying. But anyway, last thing that we're going to be doing is, well, we're going to go to the Ascension Hall. And we're going to go to the Audience Chamber. After Prison Island, this is your one opportune moment to do this. Alright? So, by going over to the Audience Chamber, you'll find something that will be incredibly helpful for you if you're a Melia user at all. But in order to do this, you have to have Melia in the lead. But anyway, first let's talk to Lorithia, because we never talked to you before. The Anti-Mechon Response meeting will be held shortly. There, the Ministry of Research will announce its findings. It is amazing to think that we could retrieve such a thing. Nothing, just speaking to myself. Don't forget, be careful. Lorithia, you sexy as hell. Got that booty though, and got them boobies though. But anyway, you can see here there's a heart-to-heart right here, and it requires near max affinity with Shulk and Melia. Yeah, just gonna leave that there right there. But the real thing that you want to look for is Callian. If and only if you have Melia in the lead, will you be able to do this.
Good day.
Melia, this is a keepsake from Father. Please take it. Father would have wanted you to fight beside you in battle. Please keep him close by you. I have placed a great burden upon you. Please forgive my feelings as an elder brother. But keep this with you always. Not only Father, but I too will be by your side. Do not forget this, and stay safe on your journey. Please take it, Crown Princess. the Imperial Staff. This is a really awesome weapon for Melia. In fact, it's my favorite weapon with Melia. So, the Imperial Staff gives her that much of a buff in ether defense. And guess what? It's a 3-slot weapon, so you can basically have it at any given time. Now, if you look closely at it, you can actually see that is indeed Saurian Antiqua's staff that he used at Prison Island. That is an incredibly cool detail that you may have missed out on. So, yeah, that's really cool. That is so cool that we actually get to have a royal staff, actually. It's so good. How many times can I actually say it's good and it's fun and it's good? But whatever. Basically put ether on this baby like crazy. Just deck her out with all sorts of ether and you'll basically have up to like 500 ether in no time at all. And to fill out that extra slot, I might as well give her an agility gem. Because talent. But anyway, yeah, look at how much ether she has right now. She has over 500 ether. That's incredible for Melia, considering she's, you know, an ether user. But regardless of which, we are finally done. I spent an hour recording, and Dumban is just sort of chatting up with Callie and being all like, hey buddy, sorry I called out on you before we went to the High Antia tomb. Brofist? Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, we have done a whole lot today, and we're gonna end things here. Next time on Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles, we are pretty much gonna finish up everything that I wanted to do in Alcamoth. And then, we're gonna go back to Colony 6 to hopefully do some reconstruction. So, I will indeed see you guys on the next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.